And second of all, I hey YouTube, I'm back. I didn't know that the visuals would do it. So I don't even know if I should even have it on. Turn it off. Um oh, it was showing the words. Thank you. I didn't know that. It was showing the words. You had caption on, Mimi. You had caption on. Y'all send me some likes. I'm just waiting on my YouTube folks to come back. But anyway, so where I am. So again, I'm gonna start over, y'all, just a little bit. I had this on my vision board to do Vlogmas and to be at 1,000 subscribers, which I call them family, my loves on YouTube. So I'm there now. I'm almost at my 4,000 watch hours, which I didn't set that goal to meet that goal until like mid 2023, and I'm over halfway there. So I'm excited about that. There's so many things that I had on my vision board that actually came to pass, and me and my daughters do vision boards every year. So we're gonna do vision boards this year on live, and I know a lot of my subscribers and my TikTok family want to do them as well. So we're gonna do. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get y'all's address, email addresses, or I'll go live and maybe do a blackboard and just write down all of the supplies we're gonna need because we're gonna have to. Oh, thank you. You going back to YouTube? Thank you, girl. So we're gonna do our supplies. We're gonna have to print out. A lot of people do magazines, but last year I printed my pictures beforehand, went on Google and just printed the pictures or photos that I wanted to go on my vision board. So we're going to do all that stuff ahead of time and then have your printer ready just in case while you're in the process of creating your vision board, you get another vision of something you need to put on there. Have your magazines or your extra or your printer sitting there. So if you got something you need to print real quick, you'll be able to print it. And we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. And we may be, well, I was gonna say eat seafood, but we can't eat seafood to make a vision board. Yeah, that's what we did last year. That's what we did last year. We printed. What's my husband calling? Good morning. I am aesthetics. That's what we did last year. We printed our vision board pictures. And it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But vision boards, like a lot of things, some things are too big to come to fruition in 1 year, but as long as you see the progress, because I still got stuff from my vision board 3 years ago, like it's coming to fruition. I see the progress, and then I've gotten things like that I've hit, like for 2021 I had a Mercedes. Boom, I got it. I had a new house. I didn't get it in 2021, but I did get it this year in 2022. I had, when I was in Texas, a vision board of me and and the movers, me driving down the highway from Texas back to Louisiana, with the movers behind me. That came to pass, baby, because I'm back in Louisiana. Uh, so yeah, I that's just something that I do every year. I don't do New Year's resolutions, but I do set my intentions for the year. And I see, hey Taj, and I see that that just works for me. I set intentions for the year, but then I set intentions daily as well. So last night before I went to bed, my intention was to one of my intentions for the day, because I have several. I'm meeting with my marketing guy, and to follow through with the list that I have for him. And then my intention was to go live on all three platforms. I need to add Facebook in here. Facebook scares me. There's some mean ass people over there on Facebook. I ain't lying. Yeah, buying magazines can get pricey. Can and and sometimes you can go to Goodwill and stuff and get magazines, but I just find it easier. Even if you don't have that much ink, you could print some of your stuff in black and white. the stuff that you don't necessarily need the color, or if it's like words, you could print it in black and white. But I like my stuff in color, so I usually print my stuff out in color. And then my daughter taught me last year how to go in, because she wasn't with us. She was in El Paso for Christmas. So my fourth daughter. So she taught me how to go in on my phone. I can actually create a visual of my vision board just to see how I want to place everything before I start gluing it down. Sunday, I'm not on that deployment. That's what I was saying. I went on that deployment for less than a week and I self-released. I couldn't focus. The work was minuscule compared to where I had just come from, but I just couldn't do it. I was tired and I couldn't focus. And because I wanted to keep a good relationship with them, I didn't want my work to suffer. So I self released. I've already sent back my equipment. No, it's okay. It's okay because I was going against the grain. I was going against, like, I'm me self-releasing is me walking by faith and but actually believing in my academy. Um so allowing them to talk me into staying on the assignment or to continue work was going against what the path that the universe has me on. So I was going against it. I was ready to be laid off. I was ready to move forward. I wouldn't have my CE courses getting approved. Like yeah, he does. He does. And he set me up pretty good to go ahead. Like, there's things that I want to do, and I feel like, no, it's not for me. You know, I want to do it, but that's not what I'm here for. That's not my purpose. So yeah, and you'll see. I mean, if you've been with me this year, you'll see that I've closed businesses, and that's another thing, y'all. I got a YouTube coming up on one of my vlogs about this. But the hardest thing in life to do is to reinvent yourself. And I'm gonna tell you why I think it's hard. I think it's hard because people expect the same you from you, and then when you start showing them a different you, or you start, coming out of your cocoon phase, and I'm about to be 50. If you expect me to be who I was when I was 25, 30, and 35, then that's your ass. Because I'm cursing. That's on you, because I'm not gonna be that person. I'm no longer that person. So, and me and my friend was talking yesterday, and I was telling her, I said, yeah, that's the hardest thing to do. Because although some people be on the same journey of transforming themselves, there's others that, they're okay with where they are and they don't want to change. They want to, they're okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm on a journey of reinventing myself, and I've already seen people, you know, fall by the wayside, people that I never thought would walk away or not want to be bothered. They're already doing it. But that's okay, because I've prayed you know, for that. Like, if we're not meshing, or if I'm not for you, you're not for me, and we don't bring out the good in each other, I pray for it to fall by the wayside. I've prayed for that. So my feelings was hurt a little bit on one of them, but it's okay. I'll keep it pushing, because it just is what it is. Yeah. Oh, you got this. All you have to do is do your part. All you have to do is do your part. And I like where I come from. I hope my phone don't die on Instagram. Todd, you going through that right now? Yeah. And I refuse to give up. I refuse to give up who I am trying to be, or who I want to be. Like, I'm not giving up. So you're going to take me as I present myself, or you're going to just fall away and leave me alone because I irritate your spirit, like, you know what I'm saying. And anybody that know me know that I'm like, I really am like, what you see, y'all, is what you get. Ain't no fluff. um I've had it hard, and I fought through. And I know there's people out there that had it harder than me. I fought through. I never gave up. I never gave up. I pushed. I never gave up. I was walking through the fire with the load on my back, raising my kids, like pushing through, never gave up. I was tired, I was weary, but I never gave up. And in each chapter of my struggle, God brought in helpmates to help me through, to help me through, to help me through, to help me through, and that's why I'm a helper. And I was a teenage mom, and I don't, you know, judge kid, in this day and age, mom should talk to their kids and whatever, and put them on birth control, whatever it is, but if you end up pregnant, because I got 10-year-olds, right? And I'm going through this process all over again, and mistakes happen, right? Mistakes happen. And I want them to know that that's okay. I mean, you can see it all over TikTok, especially because that's where I spend a lot of my time. Just doing the fast scrolling. Women are resilient, and it's hard, but you can push through. You can push through. And that's one thing that's going on my vision board. I want to, at a high school, I'm thinking my alma mater, I want to give a scholarship, 2 scholarships. I want to give a cash scholarship, and then I want to give a scholarship to my academy, to a teen mom, to a young lady that's found herself, in that situation, and to give her encouragement, because you can push through. My son is 34. We actually grew up together. Yes, by faith, by faith. Yeah, that's all you can do. Faith it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I chose faith. I would say it's easier for me to sit back and make all that money that I was making. That's fairly easy, because I know what I'm doing. I know how to make it work for me and my lifestyle. I have a very chaotic lifestyle, um because I have a lot of kids and grandkids, and they always want to come over. And I think about that sometimes, because sometimes I'll be like, don't come over here tomorrow. But I want my kids to know that I appreciate that they're not running from me. Because again, social media is showing you that some of these kids don't even want to be bothered with their parents. And mine want to come over every damn day. I'm like, don't come over here today. I can't even shoot a video. So yeah, I get it. I get it. And I'm faithing it too. But yeah, it would be easy for me to sit up and make that money. But I wanted to do more. I got more to give. I got enough money put up for me, and my husband is a great provider. Don't get me wrong. But like, for the things that I want to spend money on, I don't bother him with that, because I'm always up to some kind of nonsense. I'm always doing something. I'm doing something right now, y'all. But it hit my spirit. Boom. Along with the school. But this is the only thing I promise. This is the only thing I promise, and I'll tell y'all about that later. But it hit me, and I'm like, Becky, you said you were gonna focus on the academy and the academy alone, but it was on me. Like, when I wake up at 2, 3 in the morning, and God has whispered something in my ear. Sometimes I got to make sure it's him and it's not me. It's not that brain, that ADHD brain of mine. And I slept on. I'm like, what? So I'm gonna do this. It's not a big thing, but it's a thing, and I'm gonna do it. And I'll tell y'all about that this month. I'm meeting with a team today, my marketing guy, and yeah, we're gonna see what we're gonna do. We're gonna see what we can do. So I'm gonna spend all my doggone money up on that, on another dream, but we'll see. Thank you. Yes. So yeah, I want to give a cash scholarship, and I want to give a scholarship to my academy. And I want to walk them through the whole thing, because getting a job like this, or getting into a career field like this, whether it's staff or independent, can change your life real quick. If it's financially, can change it real quick. So yeah, that's going on my vision board. Yep. Yep. And Taj, don't give up. Keep pushing, girl. Shake them off. Shake them off. Shake them off. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I got my courses submitted, so it takes about 15 days for them to review it. And to this is the continuing education courses. It takes about 15 days for them to review it, let you know if you need to make some changes, so on and so forth. So on so forth. And another thing, y'all, I used to be a person that hide from the camera. I don't feel my best. Like I feel um like I've gained weight and I don't feel my prettiest. So me pushing myself to be in front of this camera is a lot because I'm usually the person that's in the background. And I'm not staying. Look, another intention that I'm going into the new year. Like I said, I don't do um what it is, New Year's resolutions. I don't do that. But another intention, I'm not, and I got to do this for NACA, right? I'm not, when I walk into a room, I'm going to take up space. I'm not going to step in and say, excuse me, I'm already short and get behind anybody. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to take up space. I'm not toning it down. I'm loud. No, you cannot. But if you get Florida license, you can get Louisiana reciprocal. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you can get Louisiana reciprocal. So get your Florida license, get Louisiana reciprocal, but you can get in my mentorship program. And then if you're not already licensed, I have a pre-licensing accelerator program that's going to be launching. You can get into that as well. And then if you're already licensed and you just want the dibs on those companies that you can't Google, then we'll have like power hour sessions available. So yeah, all that'll be available on December 12th. My first licensing course for Louisiana is going to be held on January 30th. It's a 40-hour course. And once you complete that course, you're ready to take that exam. And we'll walk you through, all that as well. So I think my first course is going to be dual because it's going to be online as well as in a classroom. So I'm going to be live with the people that want to come in and sit in the classroom, and then we'll be online too. And I'm going to keep it small. I don't want no more than 10 students in a class. Okay, so on TikTok, they want to know, can I talk about relocating and how that works with licenses? Well, if you relocate, you can, once you set up your new residence, then you go in and make that state your home state. So when I relocated from Louisiana to Texas, I made Texas my home state. So I changed it from Louisiana being my home state to Texas being my home state, and Louisiana was my reciprocal. You just have to, when you do that, you have to have, a lease, mortgage, utility bills, bank statements. Like you really have to prove that you now reside in that state. Now more than ever between Louisiana and Texas and all the states surrounding Texas, because a lot of people went into Texas and took the course because it was online, self-paced, and you were able to take the test via a proctor, a self-appointed proctor. So Texas is like, no more. We know you guys don't live here. So, but yeah, that's what you have to do. You have to change your driver's license and all that. So you have to prove that you now reside in this state, and this state is your residency. Then once you do that, the Texas Department of Insurance, somebody is always answering the phone, and they are so helpful. You're never a bother. So that's the good thing about the Texas Department of Insurance. Same thing with Louisiana, though. I've never had any problems. With Louisiana, I've pretty much taken care of everything online until I started to open the school. And the office that handles the pre-licensing and all of that jazz, they are so pleasant. If you don't know, all you have to do is call or send an email. They respond, like, so I haven't had any problem with them either. No, I do not do State Farm certifications as of yet. That's going to be a relationship that I'm going to attempt to work on when I get to Vegas. So, yeah, I've already sent out emails and we've confirmed that we will talk when I get to Vegas. And that's going to be a great networking event. That's going to be a great networking event. Good morning. Thank you. It's Smellish 74. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. That dot one changed it in the portals or with the yeah, with the Department of Insurance. So if you move to another state, you have to start with the Department of Insurance. Start with the Department of Insurance. And your number, I think my number stayed the same because I already had Texas as a reciprocal. It stayed the same. So my license number stayed the same. They just changed my state of residency. So yeah, you do that, and then your licenses and your portals should still be the same. I'm still waiting on that call. I'm about to do it now. Mimi, give me a book or something to set YouTube up, cause they catching my double chin. A book? Yeah, look at my office. You could get Michelle and Obama. They're thick enough. What state are you moving from? You're moving to Georgia? I love Georgia. I love the rolling hills. I was out there on deployment in Atlanta, and the first week we stayed in Marietta. I used to have family that stayed out there too. The second week we stayed in, oh, what's the name of that place? Thank you. Oh, that's better. See, that's better. See, y'all can't see my double chin. But yeah, let me know what state you're moving from to Georgia. So you got to have a home state license or a delegated home state license. And then all your other licenses will be reciprocals. So when I went to Texas, the only thing that changed was Texas was my home state. But all my other reciprocals are still the same. As long as they had reciprocity with Texas. And Texas have more reciprocity than any other state. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, if you get Georgia before you leave, all you have to do is reach out to them and let them know, hey, I had you as a reciprocal. Now I'm here and I'm a resident. Just make sure you have everything, like your mortgage, your lease, your driver's license, all that transferred over. It'll be easier to prove, and you have to prove your residency. And then North Carolina will just be your reciprocating state if they have that relationship with Georgia. So yeah, you could have multiple licenses. They'll just be reciprocal licenses. Talk to you later, Taj. Have a good work day. It's Friday. You're welcome. You're welcome. But yeah, I will be hosting well, my school will be having mentorship programs. The mentorship program is 12 months. It's very specific. It's going to be tailored to you, where you are, what you need, and it's going to take you all the way up to deployment. And if you get claims, we're going to help you with that. Like, it's an entire program. It's an entire program. I think it's a really good program. I have somebody reviewing it as we speak, just to make sure there's no nuances and I'm not missing anything. I don't want to miss anything. So I got somebody reviewing that program. I have somebody else reviewing my accelerator program. My power hours is just what it is. That's with experienced or already licensed adjusters. Now, if you are already licensed and you don't have any claims experience, I still recommend my mentorship program, the 12-month program. But yeah, all of that'll be live on the website on the 12th. My website domain is still there, but it's not fully functional because I wanted to keep the same domain, but it's just about there. So if you go there now, the links in my bios and stuff, that's my scheduling link. So that's how you're able to continue to schedule. But my website itself is not fully functional. Okay, so the question is 12 months. Yes, my mentorship program is 12 months. And is your expectation that you'll have your mentees deployments within a certain time frame? So in the program, yeah, the goal is to get you employed or deployed, because I'm not only doing independent adjusting, which is the hardest route without experience. I'm also my program also includes those that want to do staff adjusting or that want to start with staff adjusting and then move over to independent adjusting. What I've learned this season with my mentees, I have a lot of mentees, a majority of my mentees are still on deployment. I have some mentees that struggled. I have some mentees that struggled and got let go. I have mentees that struggled and quit. What I found is that everybody is not built for that sink or swim mentality. I had mentees that received claims, right? And was sent home with no to do, no idea of how to work a claim. And for those mentees, I had to take time and actually write out claims processes for them. They took those processes, and I got to reach out to this company and offer, I'll call you back. I have to reach out to this company. That's on my to-do list. That's on my to-do list for today. I'm gonna reach out to the company and see if they want to collab on me on a training program with me. But they had nothing. And I wrote out a program. I wrote out their workflows and everything. They didn't know how to initially get into the claim, review the policy. You like nothing. Like when I tell you nothing. So my program is going to take you from, depending on where you are, whether you're licensed or not, all the way through. Every 3 months we're going to meet, we're going to get together, we're going to see if you hit those targeted goals. If you didn't, we're going to review why. See where you want to go, just the whole thing. If you don't want to do it by yourself, that's what that program is for. And then once you get employed or deployed, then we'll also be there for that as well. And my second daughter, which is she's been licensed, and she holds more licenses than me, because I just don't get all those licenses. I'm intentional about where I want to work, and that worked for me. That works for me. But she has about 30 plus licenses. She's my co-instructor, and she's been approved by the state of Louisiana. Okay. Lakita _B says, I have been an IA for 14 years. I think what you are doing is absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. I haven't been an IA, but I've been a licensed adjuster for about the same time. I've been an IA closer to 10 years, but thank you so much. I've been like on a personal level, helping people to become adjusters, and my daughter's friends or whoever, wherever. And I just decided to take it seriously. As people started to reach out to me, I had to get organized and everything. And this academy was not on my vision board, but what was on my vision board last year was purpose. Finding my purpose, listening to God in the universe, and allowing them to assist me or pointing me in the right path to my purpose. And although I like handbags and stuff like that, because I'm not a fashionista, my daughters are, but I'm not. But I love handbags and affordable handbags. The expensive handbags they buy, I don't buy them. But so the academy was not on my vision board, but my purpose was definitely on my vision board. Mimi, you know what I'm gonna need?
What?
The charger out of the room, because this phone needs to be charged. You get out of my office.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna need the whole thing because it's not gonna reach. That's daughter number 3, y'all. But yeah, so this academy per se was not specifically on my vision board, but finding my purpose and doing something that I really enjoy to do, that definitely was on my vision board. The vision board. Hey Avengers, nothing, just talking about my life updates and what's going on with my academy and where I'm at. That's it. Just talking. So Brianna on YouTube said, I just paid for my self-appointment. Look, you went in there and you found it yourself. Good job. Good job. She paid for her self-appointment. Yeah, you're just self-appointing, which is making yourself responsible for yourself in the state of Florida. And it was $60, wasn't it? You'll be a great adjuster because so many people reach out and they don't know. They was like, can you put me in the right direction? I was like, okay. So I just got the link saved and I just shoot it out when I have to. Good job. Congratulations to you. And that was 30 minutes ago? You said you had your license and I was like, yep, now go self-appoint. Yeah, they do set them up for failure. But let me tell you something. In this field, see, when a catastrophe happens, right? Especially a large scale catastrophe, when that happens, what happens is the states have a certain, the Department of Insurances or financial services or whatever they are in your area or state, whatever they call them, same deal. When they have to make contact with the insureds within 24 hours of the claim being reported. They don't care that it's a catastrophe. Now, they give them some leadway, you know. I decided to record. And she back there recording. But they do give you some leadway, but they still want you to do what you can to make those contacts with those insurers within 24 hours. So that's how a lot of people get deployed, and that's why all of the firms be trying to get people in to put bodies in the seats to make those initial contacts, right? So with that, you'll get in the door. And as an experienced adjuster, and I have an experienced adjuster on TikTok, tell me if I'm lying. You'll get in the door, you'll make those initial contacts. When things start to die off in 4 or 5 weeks, you'll be the first to go if you have not grasped the process. If you have not shown that you know how to work a file, you'll be the first to go. And then as an experienced adjuster, I already know this. So I got my claims. I'm just working my little claims. And then in a couple weeks, they'll start reassigning the claims that you guys held or that the new adjusters held that didn't know. And they'll just move them over to us. So that's why I say it's like a sink or swim. Like some people are getting in it and killing it, and some people can't take the pressure. So yes, that's what they'll do. They'll call you in, but it's on you to get in there and show them people that you got what it takes to work those files. And then as an experienced adjuster, I also know that if they keep you on for 4 or 5 months, I'm still going to be there to file review, to take care of supplements. If you don't know what a supplement is, I'll give you an example. A supplement is, probably wouldn't even be that long. They just want you to make those contacts, contact made, spoke with, whatever. But then when the supplements start, this is how I stay on my deployments. When the supplements start rolling in, I'll be reviewing files and then I'll be taking care of a supplement. So a supplement is, just say for property, for instance, the field adjuster wrote an estimate for $10,000 to repair a $500,000 roof, right? Just to repair. I've issued the payment on that $10,000, right? So 6 months later, the contractor finally gets to the house and starts to work. Once the contractor get up there, he realizes, no, we can't repair this roof. We have to totally replace the roof, right? Then he writes a new So he writes a supplement because he has that $10,000. Now he's looking for his what I said the roof was 50,000, 100,000. Now he's looking for the rest of his money so he can replace the roof. So then that has to be adjusted as well. That has to be adjusted as well. So the process works, initial contact, work the file, send out emergency monies for ALE, additional living expenses, just in case they have to live in and this we're talking hurricane season, but just in case they have to live in a hotel. For Hurricane Michael, I had to put people in long-term townhomes, and just different things like that. So you take care of that. If they send in receipts, you reimburse them for the fuel, the food, and different things like that based on the policy limits, what they have available, and how many people in the household. So that's a lot of information. Like I can run that off, but I've been doing this for so long. So so initial contact, pay emergency monies, provide housing. Then we go to setting up. Thank you.
That's enough cream.
Mm-hmm. Then we go into setting up the field adjusters if they haven't already set up appointments, setting up third-party vendors to like mitigate damages, dry out the house if it's wet, tarp the roof, board the windows. We do that. It's a lot of steps. And then we get to the point where we're issuing payments, and then the contractors start going in to then when we get to the part where we're issuing the payments and the claims start to die down, then they start letting people go based on their production, how well they manage claims, how well you manage your voicemail and contacting the customers back. Like they look at all of that, and then they'll keep who they're going to keep, probably make the team leads, bring the team leads in to do file review, and then we'll file review until the supplements start coming in. So that process could last 2 years, So, I've been in live for a long time. But yeah, so that process could last, years. So yeah, my program is going to take you through all that. Because just because you're licensed and you just happen to get called for a deployment, if you've never worked the file, then you're in for a rude awakening. And that's another course that I'm currently writing, file management. So yeah, that's how that goes. And like I said, I got a lot of people that's still deployed, and some people was like, oh, and one in particular, she's in Florida. Now I'm working with her on her interview skills because now we're going to get her on staff. She's gonna do staff. See how she likes that. She may stay staff or she may come back over to CAT, because CAT is a lifestyle. It's not for the faint at heart. It's not for it. I mean, you're pulling long hours. If you like me, you have young kids. My kids are 10. My youngest kids are 10. Like it's a lifestyle. You have to leave home. Sometimes you get off a per diem, sometimes you don't. And it's long and it's grueling. And you have to get used to it. Okay, so that's because my domain is not up and running yet. Bree. Go to my TikTok bio and click on the one that says ebook and scroll down to the bottom and register your email there. Or just send me an email and I'll add you, info@BeccaDeniseMentorship.com. But my domain is being moved over from a Squarespace domain over to my new domain that's going to host my courses, and it's not fully functional. It's not going to be fully functional until the 12th. I won't be able to get in there and mess around and play around until next week. No, I'm not going to say most CAT jobs you're traveling. No, that's not. The ability to work from home is definitely there. I've worked from home after going out on assignments and staying a month or a couple weeks. I've always been able to come back home. So that's even more prevalent today. You may have to show up. And I'll tell you what I noticed this past season. You're welcome. I'll tell you what I noticed this past season is that a lot of the firms had you show up for deployment. For one, that just shows them if you're serious about it. They'll give you your equipment, or you bring your own equipment, download the software that's needed. They'll take you through a brief training, and then they'll let you go back home. Some kept them on deployment for a couple weeks. Now they're at home. Some are still on deployment, away from home. Well, she says, what claims are less strenuous for someone new? I don't know much about medical. Well, if if Rubens is in here, me and her did we did dental and medical. Remember we did those medical claims? What's the name of the company? Rubens, if you still in here, remember we did those? Uh, medical wasn't so bad. Medical wasn't so bad, but they're they're all okay. So let me tell you, I just finished Star Mount. That's the name of the company we did that with. So when you talk about that, you can add a few more years on to me in this claims industry. But anyway, so the first things first, you need to learn how to interpret a policy. So just say you've done that. Auto has a lot of moving parts in itself, right? I just finished total loss auto. I hadn't done auto in about 6 years. I hadn't done it because I was like, I don't do auto. But I did not have to clear liability. I didn't have to do any of that. The only thing I had to do was take care of total losses. And that was a lot of moving parts because if the car was at a tow yard, they're charging us every day. Then I have to move the car from the tow yard, maybe to the shop or to our yard. Then when I move it to our yard, it may total, it may not. If it don't total, then I got to send it back to the shop and get it reassigned. It's a lot. So auto has a lot of moving parts. Then you have to use like on property we have Exactimate and Stability. And auto we have like Mitchell's and CCC and different programs like that. So auto has a lot of moving parts, but there's no easy. When I got deployed, I was working auto for Progressive. My very, very first deployment. I had got State Farm certified and I had gotten on the roster. When they called me, I thought they were calling me for State Farm to do auto. But no, unbeknownst to me and everybody in there, we were in there to do property, Tower Hill property. And I was sitting there like, because I had called in work. And I was like, I'm going back to work tomorrow. I don't know nothing about property. But we sat there those 12 hours. I met some fabulous people and we rocked it. And from that point on, I was like, I don't nope, I don't nope, I don't nope. I did property because, for one, property was paying per closed file. I think I was making on my first deployment $650 per closed file, right? But let me tell you on this total loss, baby, I made some money. I made some money on this total loss. I made some money on this total loss. So it just depends. Ruben says she like auto. Yeah. So my first choice, I used to say my first choice was property, 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 but I'll do total loss. I'll do total loss again. I just don't want to clear coverage and liability. That's where the work comes in at. Because when you clear coverage, you got to review the policy. You got to who's driving the car? Are they listed on the policy? Do they live in the home? So on and so forth. Right? Then you got to determine liability. So liability is who caused the accident. You got to do accident scene investigations. You got to do recorded statements for all parties involved, so on and so forth. So that's kind of tedious, but it's not bad. Yeah, I prefer total loss. So with total loss, when you get deployed on a total loss assignment, that's already done. The only coverages I've had to clear was like if a policy change was made, like level 3 coverages, which is like, I'm not going to say simple, but I would have to go into a program and you have access to programs that'll tell you every accident that car's been involved in, every accident that person's been involved in, every policy change. So I would have to go in and it'll say, you have a coverage hold for policy change. So that's another thing. You have to make sure that you got to make sure that if that accident happened on 11/59 p.m. that at 12 a.m. they went in and changed the policy, maybe added a driver or added rental. You gotta go in and clear all that. So we did a little bit of that, but for the most part, it was total loss for me. And that's what I took care of. And that got trying because with total loss comes with injuries and it comes with death and sadness. And, so that's a lot. And that's why you make all that money, because it's mentally taxing. It's mentally taxing. I think I was talking on my last live. One of the one of the properties that stuck with me is when the power went out and they had no generator, and their mom was she was already on hospice, and she was on oxygen, and you know that was really hard. And then I just had a lot of fatalities uh in total loss. So yeah, so those days that I went gold, so those weeks, sometimes it's a lot dealing with people that's lost loved ones and teenagers, and you know and car accidents. Yeah, auto is a lot of phone calls. Now the one thing I can say about auto is you have to go into it or you'll always be playing catch up. You have to stay on top. What works for me, and what worked for me in total loss, is because I love when they are attorney rep. Oh, I'm gonna get an attorney. Please do. Please. So you have to return your calls and stay on top of your email. If I don't do nothing, I manage my calls. And that's one of the biggest things that I train on. If most companies already have it set up on how they want you to check your voicemail and stuff. I'll add an extra layer. I check voicemail at the end of the day. I'm ready to return them in the morning. I'll check them in the morning. I'll check, but I realize that by managing that, I don't get a lot of calls. If somebody call you, just call them back. Just call them back. And I'm telling you, it's gonna save you so much frustration, because if your emails and your calls get out of control, you are going to struggle. You're gonna feel like you're drowning. If you say I'm gonna call you tomorrow, you call them tomorrow. If you say I'm gonna call you tomorrow at 2 o'clock, you set reminders on your phone, on your computer. You do it. You set your diary, like you call them back, and that I'm successful on that end because of that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you deal with a lot. It's not just property loss. Like you deal with death and sickness and illnesses and broken bones and all that stuff. I had one where a teenager, when I left the assignment, he was still in rehab. His mom died on impact, and he was still in rehab, trying to regain, use of his limbs and mental capacity as well. So you see a lot of, just sad stuff. It makes you appreciate like the here and the now, the moment. It makes you appreciate it. And that's why I tell my kids, like, you ain't got to tell me where you at, but let somebody know what's going on with you. When you get in, like we have a family group text. Most times everybody in like good night, talk to you later, talk to you in the morning. And if we met, well, especially me, they already know. Don't worry, mama. And if somebody ain't in there, I go on the prowl. I be about to call 911 on them. So yeah, so they know, don't play with me on that. Don't play with me. Just answer my call. I don't care what you're doing and who you're doing it with. I just want to make sure you're alive. Kids stress you out, especially when they grown and you can't make them stay at home. So, and on traveling, like my kids travel a lot and stuff like that. My 29 and 30-year-old, I still tell them, like when they went to Miami with their friends, you walk away from a drink, you leave it. Don't go to the bathroom by yourself. Like if something don't feel right, get out. Like I still tell them that to this day. And trust me, I know they don't be wanting to hear. When they went to Mexico, I had them get insurance policies, traveling policies. And they weren't expensive. I doubt if they even spent $50. I doubt if they even spent $50 on those policies. But I made them get those policies. When we got to the Bahamas, I was like, only do stuff that's associated with the cruise, or you should have got a policy. Like you, because I know somebody that got hurt in an accident on a cruise. She was on a double decker bus and she got hurt, and the family had to come up with money to get her transported from, I don't remember where she was, but wherever she was, Mexico, the islands, or whatever, back to the United States, because it was something that had nothing to do with the cruise. Like you have to do their excursions. If you don't do their excursions, you need to get an insurance policy. Cause I don't nobody want to have to deal with that. You have a 30 and 21-year-old, yeah. So yeah, and they listen because they don't want me stressing. So they go buy those policies and stuff like that. If I do an excursion, you better believe that it's one that I purchased on that ship. If I did not purchase an excursion on the ship, I would have in advance purchased a traveling policy. I don't want to get stuck nowhere sick, especially with COVID. Like, I just didn't want to get stuck anywhere. And I wasn't always like that. I've been cruising for a long time. I've had 4 cruises this year. My first one with Royal Caribbean was for Thanksgiving week. But initially I didn't because I didn't know no better. But as I've gotten older and learned, and all you gotta do is show me one time, and I'm not gonna do it. And I know I'd be getting on their nerves because they'd be like, I'm gonna take a chance. I'm like, no, did you get that policy? You get hurt over here, you staying over here. So yeah. I do think that's a good idea. I do think that going to staff, that's what I did, and then going to IA is a good idea. And you may get with a company that you absolutely love and not leave. So yeah, I do think it's a good idea. I do. Which cruise line do you like the most? Oh Lord, listen. I am almost a gold member with Carnival. Now, look, I like Carnival, right? Liberty was fancy dancing. Oh, it was fancy dancing. The food was real good. It was nice. I mean, it was real nice. So Liberty, I say with the kids, because oh man, they had so much on there for the kids. I mean, so much. Um, so yeah, but Carnival, when it's just me and my husband, you best believe we're gonna be on Carnival. We're gonna be on Carnival. I never seen no crazy stuff on Carnival. Never. When me and my friends cruise, we go on Carnival and we have an absolute fantastic time. So in August, I went to the Bahamas on Carnival. Man, with my friends, it was my friend, it was me and one of my friends. We were both Leos, so that's what we went to Miami, spent a couple days in Miami, then we went down to the Bahamas. That was so much fun, and we did an excursion, and that was fun. With on Liberty of the Seas, man, we went to that Wednesday. We went to Coco Cay. That was awesome. That was awesome. Like that was cool. I ain't lying. That was nice. And then Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, we went to Jamaica, which was nice. So, it just depends. If you fancy dancing and you want to be prime and proper, Royal Caribbean it is. But they had a little ratchetness going on there. I could tell you one thing I like more about Carnival though. Like when they do the shows like Love and Marriage and the comedy shows and stuff like that, they have this huge auditorium, and everybody can fit. Like on Royal Caribbean, they had an ice skating rink and they had ice skating shows, and it was just packed. Everybody couldn't fit. For we like to do what do you call it, y'all, when y'all singing? What do you call that, Mimi? What do you call it? What we did? Karaoke. It was in a little small club, very little space. On Carnival, there, like when you go into the lounge to do karaoke, is huge. It's huge. The club, huge. I didn't go to the club on this one because I had my kids, so I don't know. Did you go to the club, Mimi? No. On Royal Caribbean? You didn't? So I don't know what the club was like, but the club on Carnival be jumping. I don't even go to the club at home. So yeah, I mean, they're both good in their own respective ways, but I prefer Carnival. I prefer Carnival. Yep, karaoke. Look, karaoke. We love to do karaoke. Karaoke was fun on Royal Caribbean, but it wasn't enough space. It wasn't enough space. I do stay on somebody's boat because let me tell you, I like that I don't have a signal. My husband bought the internet package and he was like, "Babe, you want the internet?" I was like, "Nope, I do not want it." The only thing I did when I wanted to play with my phone was play Toy Blast. That's it, or watch the movie I already had downloaded. But no, I'm a Royal girl. Will I go back to Liberty? Yeah, yeah. The kids absolutely loved it. Um, they both had like daycares for the kids, but I didn't drop them off because that was for them. So yeah, there you go. I Cruise a good first family. It is. You don't have to worry about cooking, cleaning, none of that. Just get the text messaging, download the app and get the text messaging package, which is what we did. And we'll kind of like go through the calendar every day and see what we'll do as a group. And most time we do a lot of stuff as a group, but then independently we'll do, stuff as well. And then we could text where you at on the ship, where y'all at, where y'all headed. So always get the group package. I mean the group texting package. I think it's $7 for each person. And then once you download the app, you'll see them. You'll just add them to the chat. So we had a group family chat, and then me and my husband had one, and then me and my friend had one. If you've never been on a boat, I would say purchase some Dramamine. And the first time you feel the boat moving, my first time on the boat, I felt the boat moving. I would go to sleep. Before bed, I would take a Dramamine, and before I got up to eat, I take a Dramamine. But I don't have to take them now. I don't have to take them now. Your anxiety is bad. That's how my mom was, Nina. My mom was like, I can't drink all that water out there. But guess who loved cruising? They have casinos. So she loved the casinos. So yeah, she loved cruising. But once you get on there, you forget you even on the water. Unless you get seasickness. And like I said, if it's your first time, take your Dramamine. Bring your Dramamine. Take your Dramamine. And you'll be fine. Typically, in the past I've been out of work I work like until March or April, and then I'm off until like August or September. But I've been working straight through, and that's another thing because a lot of these companies are turning their claims departments over to the TPAs. You can get longer assignments with the TPAs. Yeah, you can get longer assignments with the TPAs. Which is like Sedgwick. Um, who did I just finish working for? Mimi, who I just finished working for? What TPA I just finished working for? Shit, y'all, I forgot. Littleton, the Littleton Group, such as Cedric, the Littleton Group, Crawford. Those are TPAs. Hey, Tressa, pretty good. How are you? So yeah, I love a cruise because I love to be able to disconnect, especially when me and my husband went on one alone in April. And then we brought the family in May. Then we went back in August. But when me and my husband go alone, I really like that. Third party administrator companies. So the third party administrator companies handle the claims for other businesses such as Walmart, Amazon, UPS, even the carriers like the Progressives, the Liberty Mutuals, the State Farm. So they'll just take on the task of handling those claims for them, and they'll do deployments for during catastrophes. And right now, guys, we're in the middle of a winter storm season. Yep, Cedric does Lowe's, Amazon, UPS, the state claims, like the state of Louisiana, state of Texas. They do everybody, even the smaller insurance companies. Cedric manage. So when some people have a terrible experience with Cedric, and then you hear others talking about how great of an experience, and that's because they're not, everything is not tied together. How they manage claims, like my second daughter that just started with Cedric, like her system looks totally different than my daughter that's doing the commercial BI. Yeah, but Cedric, yeah, and they are always hiring. In the mentorships, because they are independent, it's going to be one-on-one. So no, but the pre-licensing class for Louisiana, I'm gonna keep those classes at no more than 10. No more than 10. But the mentorship, that's a one-on-one deal. That's a whole program, 12-month program. I'm not going to take more than I can handle, but there's no set number on that. And everybody's schedule is going to look different, and then everybody's plan is going to look different. Yeah, and Cedric has a cat roster. Yep. So Cedric staff, and they have a cat roster. Oh no, you're okay. That's why I'm here. You're okay. That's why I'm here. So Cedric hires staff employees with benefits and all that jazz. And they have a cat roster. Okay. Okay. So send me an email, head cook. I'm sorry, head cook underscore bottle washer. Send me an email, info@BeccaDeniseMentorship.com, and I'll see what I can find for you. But yeah, Cedric, you could get on their cat roster. Look, let me tell you. Speaking of, I have someone that I've been part-time ops for Justin. Not that I know of, no part-time. That no, I'm not as a cat adjuster, and not even as a, not unless you're doing like entry level type work where you're not necessarily working a claim. But let me tell you what I found out. One of my good friends that I've met only through adjusting has gotten deployed to with Cedric, but they've gotten deployed to Puerto Rico. Now, this is an experienced adjuster, right? $2,500 a day. But you gotta keep in mind that they may not have power, that they may be out there cooking on, open fires, just depending on the situation. Because some of the communities still don't have running water and power. $2,500 a day. Do you hear me? I'm like, do they need anybody else? Man, I got there for 3 or 4 months and be set. Do you hear me? But nah, they got their little team and they gone. 2,500. No, I'm telling you, 25. And if I had, y'all know I like to show y'all proof. I'll show y'all the text message. 2,500 a day in Puerto Rico. But again, they may be sleeping in a hut, no power, no nothing, no fire, no electricity, no power, no like I was like, so what you bringing? She was like, she had lighters and matches, stuff like that. But yeah, they may not have running water, so dealing with the elements, sleeping outside. I hadn't talked to them since they got over there, but yeah, it is temporary, girl. But I don't know if I want to sleep outside. I don't know if I want to sleep outside. I don't mind the heat though, because I like the heat. I like the heat. But yeah, so I was like, okay, so let me know if something else go on. Just let me know and I'll go from there. And then I'm sure they'll probably say something. I'll be like, nah, I can't leave my twins. Say facts, it's temporary. They're not sure how long it is. They're not sure how long it is. They're just gonna go with the flow. But they've been out there about a month now. They've been out there about a month now. And you got to keep in mind the DR. I mean, not the DR. Puerto Rico is still trying to pick themselves up from the storm that happened last year. December 12th, when my new website is fully functional. December 12th. December 12th. I think you signed up for Monday too. I can't wait to talk on Monday in our group. Let's talk adjusting for those aspiring to be adjusters. Yeah, I think I have a few slots left, y'all. My daughter worked commercial bodily injury. Commercial body, and the other one she just started. So commercial bodily injury. Not workers' comp. Yeah, you signed up too. Did you send back your questionnaire? Because that's my homework for tomorrow. I've already gone through some of my questionnaires, and I've already pulled out and did mentors and did sessions with people that's already licensed, and they just needed something a little different, and they enrolled for that. And I was like, y'all can still come, but I know that's you're already licensed. The session I'm having Monday is for people that want the information before they actually commit. Like, I'm gonna give you everything you need to know before you decide that you want to invest in yourself and in this field. I'm gonna give you everything by the time that session is over, everybody is gonna leave there saying either I want to do this or I don't. I'm gonna shoot the real. Either you're gonna want to do it or not. And I tell my daughters all the time, the ones that have the degrees, especially I remember telling my daughter that has the nursing degree, my license carry just as much weight as your nursing license. Because I make just as much money. And if I go out there and I'm drinking and driving, I could lose my license. If I go out there fighting and acting a fool, I could lose my license as well. For the session that I'm having on Monday, you have to click the link in the bio I shouldn't say that. They don't want you saying that. But anyway, to go to it, I have a few slots left. And yeah, click that link. My website, although you can go to it, it's been transitioned over from that initial website to my new website, and it's not fully functional. But my scheduling site is. So click the link in the bio, and I should have some left. I think when I checked last night, I had maybe 6 or 7 spots left. Okay, so if you already have licenses and just need that guidance, on December 12th, I'll be dropping different programs, and you just choose the one that'll work better for you. Because just getting the license is hard, but that's just the first step. Getting deployed is just another step, or getting hired, that's just another step. Like, you may need help, moving through the whole process. Because it's hard. I did it by myself, and it was a lot of trial and error and figuring things out. My coffee gonna get cold. Girl, what you doing? Say, what are you in there doing?
I was getting that cold.
Girl, can I get a video of this set up? I need something on my iPad on the charger. Man, if y'all saw this setup, I got YouTube right here. Hey, administrative account. But I got YouTube right here. I got TikTok right here. And I got Instagram right here. I gotta add a Facebook. I said earlier, Facebook scared me, man. Them some mean ass people over there, man. They are so mean. So mean. We have mean people on TikTok, but as soon as I could see somebody being mean to somebody on their post, and I'll go block them. If I see somebody being mean, just absolutely mean and derogatory on another creator's post, I go block them. I just go ahead and block them. Somebody said something mean to me the other day. Said I was in the camera like this, and they was like, "What's up, jawbone?" I was like, "Okay, I'm about to block your ass," and I blocked them. So yeah, people are so mean. Girl, Facebook, man, look, you have to be on a totally different level to open yourself up to Facebook. Like, I'm on Facebook. Man, you gonna knock it down. What you doing? I'm on Facebook, but going live on Facebook, that's a whole different ball game. Like, your girl, but I'm gonna do it. I just need another device. I'm gonna do it. And that's another thing, y'all. Doing this, like, you have to build yourself up every morning. I just do. I set my intentions. This is a new month, second day in the month. If y'all haven't, check out my YouTube intro. What it is? You produced it. What did you do? You filmed it, produced it, and edited it. Come say hey, Mimi. She just started it.
Hey y'all,
Sedgwick. About a month ago. But yeah, so check out my YouTube intro. But anyway, like every morning I have to be like, come on, Becky, you got this. You could do this, girl. You know, God, go before me and set my crooked path straight. You know what I'm saying? Bring me into contact with those that's gonna build me up, not tear me down. Like that's what you gotta do. Because this is hard. This is not natural for me. This is not natural for me. They say, hey, Mimi. That's daughter number 3. She spent the night last night and just brought her baby to school. And I'm thinking she going home. She come back over here. Like, be killing my vibe. I'm just playing. Because I got some work for her to do. I got some work. She gotta edit my vlog for today. I gotta upload at 5. Then my other daughter gotta create my PowerPoint. And I gotta upload that to the state of Louisiana. Baby, I got them working over here. I got them working. Oh, thank you. I was so nervous. She was like, Mama, relax. Why are you walking so slow? You're moving in slow motion. And I was like, look, girl, I'm doing my best. And then she was just trying to do, aesthetically, she was just trying to do too much. And I'm like, Mimi, I'm not an aesthetic person like that. Like, I just really want to be like real. I don't want to fake nothing, you know. She was like, oh, I need, like, she got the moving shit around, like my Christmas decorations. And I'm like, mm-mm. So she moved it around. Then when we got done, I'm like, put my stuff back where I had it. I don't like it there. Yes. We have a pretty solid village. That's how I raised my kids. I wanted us to be thank you, Rubis. I wanted us to be close. I wanted them to be able to walk through the door and give me a hug and a kiss on the cheek and then not feel weird. Thing, you know, shit I ain't get. Thank you, Rubis. I appreciate it.
BTS behind the scenes.
That's funny. But yeah, so yeah, I put them to work over here. They edit my videos. Like, y'all, I can't do none of that stuff. Like, I play around like with my TikTok videos and stuff like that, but like my YouTube videos, if I put it up on YouTube, and I'm sure during Vlogmas, it's gonna be some unedited stuff on there because I ain't gonna be able to catch them and hold them down. And one, my daughter that does a lot for me, she helped me write my course. I always have been a straight A student. That's the nurse. She's flying to El Paso tomorrow. I'm gonna miss her. But she was like, Mama, we could just work from, what is it, Google something? She already got it set up so she could send my documents back and forth. And she helps me a lot. Oh, thank you, Brianna. She helps me a lot on writing my courses and making sure citing anything that needs to be cited. She's like the cite queen. So if she get information from somewhere else, she cites it. Like, that is not me. I'm not doing that by myself. She's doing that. And this one, she's just into aesthetics, glam. You know, she's into all that. And I'm not. If they just got licensed, it just depends on Legendary Chase, you know, which direction they want to go. You know, if they want to get into independent adjusting or CAT adjusting, right now it's the winter storm season. So I would say they need to get on rosters, get a couple licenses in those winter storm states like Minnesota, and you know, those states are maybe 1 or 2 licenses, whatever they can afford, and then get the calling around. Complete those rosters. Don't just go in and start it. Complete the rosters and then call them. Hey, I understand we're in winter storm season. You got anything available? Independent, yeah. So yeah, do that. It's winter storm season right now. And they got a lot going on. Like in Buffalo, New York, I know a couple field adjusters that's going out there. And I don't know I don't know anyone personally that got called for desk adjusting, but if the field adjusters went, I'm sure the desk adjusters got called as well. So yeah, it's winter storm season. Get some of those states in the north, that Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota. Hey Brenda, so if you're online live, I see you just scheduled. You'll be getting an email shortly, and a second email shortly in regards to just some discovery questions. I want to make sure I hit, hit everybody where they are, and then we're gonna have an open Q&A. IA commercial claims. Cedric, my daughter works IA commercial BI, but Cedric has a lot of positions open in regards to that. But the thing is, you have to go in and make sure you read the description, because they have so many positions and you may apply. But if somebody call you, they'll tell you, oh, this is for auto, and you'll let them know that you're interested in commercial. And I'll make sure to point that out in my resume as well. Okay, somebody, they're sending back their questionnaires. But yeah, so Cedric has some of those positions, and then some of those positions, those commercial positions, they do have other firms that that's not necessarily, you can't find them on Google and stuff like that. And that's information that I have, at my desk in my secret files. But I know that Cedric is hiring for the commercial side as we speak. Have I worked for any states that don't require licenses? No, but the thing is, if we have to adjust for a state that don't require a license, as long as you're licensed in your home state, or you have or you chose a home state license, then you could work. But no, I can't say I have. I did New Jersey claims, and I just at the end of my deployment wrapped up some Nevada claims. Oh, you sent it? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting all those together. Well, I'm going through them as they come in, but I'm gonna actually, create a strategy with them on tomorrow. Yes. I went to, when I first got deployed, one of my, well, we stayed at the hotel together, but she was in training with me for Progressive, and I'm talking years back. She lived in Maryland, but she worked in DC for Progressive. Actually, we all went to Niagara Falls together. So she lived in Maryland, but she worked in DC. And she's still with Progressive. She's a top dog now. But I just, I didn't stay. You just got Florida. Yeah. Did you self-appoint? Oh yeah. You self-appointed. You did that this morning. You was like, I don't know what it is, but I went and did it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not ignoring y'all. How and where can I join your new adjuster group? My new, well, okay, so if you want to join that course, there's a link in my last video. If you click on that, it'll bring you to my scheduling, and you'll see everything that I have available for scheduling at this time. If there's nothing you're interested in, my website will be fully functional, because I'm moving it from Squarespace to another website that'll be able to handle my courses and everything. My school, my academy is not fully functional, but that'll drop on the 12th, December 12th. But you can email me at info@BeccaDeniseMentorship.com, or you can click on that link, go to the ebook, scroll down, and just register, subscribe to email updates. So on YouTube, I think my last video, I put the link, I put it in there. If you're on TikTok, it's in my bio. If you're on Instagram, it's in my bio. Danielle, when did you email me? You just emailed me? Did you just email me your discovery questions? Okay, let me know what you email. Been a minute. Oh, it's been a minute. Okay, Danielle. Did we do a one-on-one session? Yeah, we had. Okay, okay. I think I remember. When did you email me? You just emailed me. Yeah, send another one. Cause my daughter helped me manage my email. And if you hadn't sent it, I've pretty much been on it since I haven't been on deployment. So if I haven't responded or anything, then it's it's lost in the shuffle. Okay, so my academy is officially opening and launching on December 12th. Um, the mentorship, the 12-month mentorship program is going to be $9.99. The and then there's a couple things that's going to be offered. So you just decide which one you want to which one will help you get to where you need to go. But it won't be available until the 12th. As far as the mentorship sessions that I was offering prior, they were all I'm booked out until January 9th. Those slots went quick until January 9th. And I'm not doing those type sessions no more. We're going on to bigger and better things. Yeah, go ahead and send another one, and I can see it when it comes through. But yeah, the mentorship program is a complete program. And I feel like with some of my mentees, I did a disservice with the 1 hour programs. Like I gave them everything and they got deployed, and some of them, a lot of them reached back out to me, and I had to physically like help them with claim processes and stuff like that. Like the mentorship program is going to have all of that built in. You're going to have access to me after you get either hired or deployed if you need claim assistance. So it's a whole program. And my mentor actually said that I'm not charging enough for it, but that's okay. And my mentor, You're Just a Homegirl, which helped me write my pre-licensing classes. Now, my CE courses, I'm writing those on my own. My pre-licensing class, baby, I pay her commas. My mentor, I pay her commas. So she's on TikTok at You're Just a Homegirl. And she has a school as well. So yeah, and she's been great. She's been awesome. She really has. So she helped me with my pre-licensing course. And at first she was like, I was scared to reach out to her, but then when I did, she was just like, okay, well, this is what it cost. And I'm like, okay. So I hit her back. I say, okay, so can we talk? And she was like, yeah, because most times she said she'll tell people, she offered mentorship and stuff too, on the same level as me, but then she mentors people that want to create courses and stuff like that for the states. She does that. And when people reach out to her and she'll tell them what she charged, she was like, they'll just ghost her. And I was like, let's talk. So, she wrote it up. We talked, we vibed. I was like, okay. And there you go. And she sent the invoice and I paid it and she followed through. It took her 90 days. And I had been working on my course for 6 months. It took her 90 days. It took her 90 days. I'll still be writing it now because she was worth every penny. Every penny. And she still pours into me and motivates me and different things like that. And that's another thing about being an adjuster. You will not survive And I learned this because I can go to work, and I'm telling you, I could go in a corporate environment. I will say good morning and I can small talk, but I be in my own world because I don't like corporate politics, office politics, and stuff like that. But as an independent adjuster, you have to network. That's the only way you're going to know who's hiring, what they're paying. I got people that'll look out for me. Hey, Becky, I just got a call from such and such. It's this, and that. Hey, Becky, you ever heard of this company? They up and coming and they just signed a contract with this, and that. Like, that's how I be in the know. You know what I'm saying? I network. I have a group chat off of this deployment. I have a group chat off of that deployment. I have a group chat that I've been in for 10 years off of this deployment. We all communicate. We'll go silent like during the summer months and stuff. When we worked all year and we're tired, but then somebody will send something and it's on and popping. That's how I found out about that Puerto Rico deployment with Cedric. If it wasn't for me networking, I wouldn't know a lot of the things that I know. That's how I know. Yeah, I'll get it all back. I'll get it all back. I don't mind. I don't mind. My husband says as long as it's not his money I'm spending. But yeah, so she's awesome. We're gonna connect in Vegas. So Leia's gonna be in Vegas too. So hopefully we can all get together after after we connect at the conference and just spend some time together. That's gonna be okay. Okay. I got another email. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. And we're gonna have fun. My husband is coming. He's not necessarily gonna come to the conferences and stuff like that, but he's gonna be in Vegas. And that's another thing. Like, he owns his own company, so he just took 2 weeks off, and then he's gonna take another week off to go to Vegas with me. Like, that's where the money at. The money is your time and freedom to move around. So he's gonna come to Vegas with me. I was trying to get my daughter with Cedric to come, but she's not gonna be able to because they're training to move her over to litigation. So she'll be commercial bodily injury handling litigation files. Oh no, I don't do all that. If it's not a good morning, what you have for breakfast, all that other stuff, I just couldn't do it. That's why I like working from home. But being an independent adjuster is a little different because everybody pretty much is on the same type of mindset when you're on deployment. Same mindset, pretty much for the most part, especially when everything's settled down, is on the same, mental level. How long you been doing this? You got any contacts? You got any relationships built in the industry? And they'll ask you the same thing, and so on and so forth. Yeah, girl, and they moving on up and complaining the whole dang gone time. Because this was her thing before getting offered the position to move over to litigation. If someone says I'm gonna file suit, she'd be like, yes, because once they file suit, she sent it to litigation and she don't have nothing else to do with it. Now she's gonna be the person in litigation, so she's gonna get that mess. Because that was her thing. She was like, oh my God, please tell me you're gonna file suit. Please, because she worked with the attorneys, and the moment that the attorneys say I'm about to file suit, she could send it over. She could get rid of it. But now she's going over to the lit team. So now what you gonna do? So I'm sure they're gonna have like a cutoff amount on what she can pay or approve. So then I guess when they hit that amount, she can send it over. It could go, she could get it away from her. But I'm like, now you're going to lit. So now you are the lit girl. So yeah. And she took the position hesitantly. But I'm like, sis, let's grow. Let's grow. Danielle, are you in Tennessee? Are you in Tennessee? You had recently moved to Tennessee. And your email just came through. Yes. That'll be included in the mentorship program as well. I don't know if I'm gonna do it a la carte because I mean, here not long ago I got so many I just took it down, and I finally got my last one out. But yeah, you want to take out the fluff. Um, and another thing, even if you're looking at an independent adjuster and something else, like you need to have a resume tailored for the type of industry that you want to go into, tailored to the type of position you want to go into. So for independent adjusting, um, uh, the thing with independent adjusting, they don't necessarily look at your resume, but it's some firms look at your resume, some firms don't, right? But it's good to have on hand. But yeah, you don't do, you know how we used to do like objectives and stuff like that. They don't they take that off. No objectives. You could do a summary of qualifications. You could take off your address. All you need is your name, your email address, your contact number. Your home address does not matter. You can take that off. And then I would say don't go 5 to 7 years of experience. That's all you need. And then you need to focus on go in and look at a claims position. Focus on the responsibilities and look at that and kind of gear your resume towards those responsibilities and systems and how you're able to multitask and the different type of software that you have experience with. So stuff like that. No, you don't need to put your picture on the resume. You don't need to do all that. Keep that stuff simple, one page, straight to the point. You don't need to put references, none of that. When they want references, they'll ask you for it. She works directly with Cedric. Yeah. They both work directly, their staff. And she's my oldest daughter is my co-instructor. She got approved to be my co-instructor. She got the degree, she got the 30 plus licenses, I just gotta, she a little, she can't, now look, she can, what do y'all call it, code switch? She could code switch real good, and when she do it, boy, we be dying laughing. But yeah, she got approved to be my co-instructor. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, there's so many different departments with Sedgwick. Like, they have department, like, it's, and nothing is cohesive. So if you work with them, like my one daughter, the system she's in look totally different from my daughter that's been with them a while. You know, and then the departments are totally different. It's like smaller companies within that one large company, because they do more than that. They manage Workday, where employees go in and request time off and different things like that. Good morning, Mom.
Good morning.
Oh, you're in finance? I think you told me that before. You're in finance. Well, how do you like finance? Are you thinking about coming over to adjusting? Have you been there 6 months and you're able to move over or change departments? Hey, Instagram, I see y'all. Y'all got any questions? Just shoot them out there to me. Or just talk. I mean, oh, you're in Texas. Okay, so I was thinking about another young lady. Okay. I'll be going through emails and stuff this weekend, so I'll get back to you. All right, y'all. I think I've been on here for about 2 hours, so I do have a meeting this afternoon with this new endeavor I'm going on. I can't wait to tell y'all about that. Oh, okay. So you actually thinking about? Are you tired of finance? You want to try something new? To go from staff to independent. First off, you got the experience. So Erica, she said, "What are your suggestions to go from staff to independent?" First off, you got your experience. Then you want to know if there's any type of non-compete clauses with your current company, just so, and I'm not going to say your current company will not stop you from getting deployed. You just wouldn't be able to get deployed with them on a non-compete. But it'd be good to know that in advance so that you'll be able to let the firm know, hey, I resigned from such and such, or I'm currently employed with such and such. So do you have a non-compete policy with them? And if you do, how would it affect me? And they'll let you know. Like you wouldn't be able to work for them maybe for a year, 2, 3 years, but there are so many other insurance carriers out there that you could work for. But yeah, just get on those rosters. Um, just get on those rosters. And then if you want any specific rosters that's not necessarily on Google. Oh, y'all, I am dropping that list December 12th of the rosters that hired new adjusters that hired my mentees this past season. You can Google IA firms and you'll get over 100, 200 of them. But these firms are the firms that I know specifically that hired my mentees with no experience, the majority of them. And then I'll also throw in some more that's not necessarily talked about so much so. Because we know who the heavy hitters are. We know Crawford, we know Ebrels, we know Pilot, we know EA Renfro, Alacrity. Like we know those. Y'all know those. Y'all can run those off top of your heads. They have so many others out there that's like, and they don't want to be known like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you in that class Monday, I got attached to my slideshow some of these companies and what they were offering. And I can almost guarantee you probably haven't heard of them or heard anybody speak of them. They will hire you with multiple companies. Now, I had a mentee that got on my live on Monday, Miss Renee, and I keep saying I'm gonna reach out to her to see if she could jump into into our Zoom on Monday. She's working this. Okay, she got hired. She had Arizona. She had Texas. She didn't have Florida because Arizona does not reciprocate with Florida. So she got hired and she's working on an emergency license. So if you've been watching us throughout this whole thing, you will see that a lot of companies started saying we got emergency licenses. You can get emergency licenses as long as you're good in your home state. So that's very prevalent. That's really prevalent of getting emergency licenses if the need is there. And for Ian, a lot of those Pilot, Crawford, and Renfro, right off the top of my head, offered emergency licenses. And Miss Renee is working on an emergency license because she had to study for the Texas exam and pass it independently. And now she's working on the process of getting her license on her own. And they've done most of it because they already have all her information in the system. She just has to follow it up. Well, you're welcome.
Want seafood? Treat me.
What kind of seafood?
Juicy.
Juicy?
I'm treating
Your sister asked me to go to lunch today too. Oh, thank you. Y'all eating there? I don't want to go nowhere. I want to stay at home. I went to Baton Rouge. I didn't go yesterday, but I went to Baton Rouge Tuesday and Wednesday. And then I got to go back Tuesday.
Well, you want me to pick you some up?
Yeah. What you getting?
I just probably get some shrimp and sausage and corn.
Yeah, I'm over crabs. That's what I want. They sweet potato fries.
That's what you want?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to call Nene back because she been trying to get me to go to lunch with her all week.
She told me to ask you what you want to do. She said you told her no. No, last night.
Because she been asking me. I'm gonna let her take me to lunch.
That's why I'm asking you. She the one told me to ask you to see what you say.
Oh yeah, y'all get it and come to the house. I don't want to go sit in the restaurant.
All right.
Yeah, y'all go get it. See, y'all told y'all I can't stay. They just want to stay away, but I don't want to go sit in the restaurant. I don't feel like it, and I still got stuff I got to do. I got meetings and stuff, but I can't wait to show y'all what I've been working on. And don't say, here you go, Becky, here you go. Don't say that because I'm a trademark it. I'm a trademark it. I started that process. So I'm going to show y'all what I've been working on. I'm waiting to get my samples and stuff. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. You watching and liking and supporting, that helps me so much. So thank you. I appreciate it. You coming to the class Monday? Come on, girl. I don't know what you coming for, but you just come on. Let me ignore my other daughter. That's my oldest daughter. Mimi, call Kira. Let me see what she want. Yeah, come on. I mentored Miss D Walker 903. You got deployed, but your assignment ended, huh? So the session Monday is for aspiring adjusters, but I will have a couple people in there that's already licensed. But and I'll put more information in there. Yeah, you got to click the link in bio to register. I don't know how many slots I have left. Let me see your phone, Mimi. Let me see what you want. Yeah, the list will be on my website. The list will be on my website. Yep. I gotta pay for that website. So it's not gonna be crazy. I know y'all out there buying $100 lists and stuff like that. Mine will be $25, but the difference in my list is you could go on Google and get those lists. I don't know why y'all be paying people $100 and $200 for those lists. I don't understand. You can Google IA firms, independent firms, cat adjusting firms. You can Google it. But the thing is, some of my firms are not easily Googleable, but the difference is they hire first time adjusters. $25. That'll help me pay for that $3,000 website that I've already paid for. So yeah, that list is going to be available. I already got it typed up with the link, with the web links and everything. You just click on it and go check them out. What I'm gonna tell y'all is when y'all start getting on these portals and creating these portals, create them one at a time so that when this is how you work a claim to exhaustion. So when you jump into a claim, you start working a claim, you work that claim to exhaustion. And I'm gonna make that make sense for you. But when you go in and you create a portal, you stay in that one portal and you create that portal. You do everything. At the end of it, you wanna know that I'm deployable, right? Don't if you go and create those portals and don't follow up and follow through, you've just created a portal. So when you create those portals, do it to completion, then move on to the next portal. Because I know a lot of people that go in and start the process, but they never go back and finish it. So when you create those portals, you complete it, then go on to the next one. Okay, that's like a claim. When you're in a claim, you first touch that claim, you work that claim to exhaustion. You do not get out of that claim until you've hit a wall. And it's because you'll never work thoroughly and expeditiously through a claim if you're in and out of that claim. You work that claim to exhaustion. Then you set your diary to revisit that claim on what is needed next. So if it's contact customer, insured, contact attorney, tow yard, contact vendor, you do all that. I don't care if it takes you 2 hours. You do it. You do all that. Because if you don't, you'll be jumping in and out of that claim. You have to go back, re-review it to bring yourself up to speed, and then pick up there. You're wasting time. Never jump in and out of the claim. I hate to be on a deployment, and I've never been on a deployment where they have calls rolling to me. Don't do that. I have to control my calls because I'm the type of person is if I'm in a claim, I need to work my claim. I can't be answering no calls. As an experienced adjuster, I ain't taking no assignments like that. If you got me in a call flow, like a call center call flow, I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm not taking part in it. I don't want none of it. Like my deployment I just left, I had a direct line to me. If I was at a point where I could answer my calls, I answered my calls. If I wanted to roll to my voicemail, it rolled to my personalized voicemail. Right? Because I can't go in and out like that. My brain don't work like that. So when you're in a claim, and this is going to be in my claim handling course, you work that claim to exhaustion. And that means you can't do nothing else. You've done all you can do. Then you diary that claim out 3 days, 2, 3 days, whatever you see fit. Did you get the documents you were waiting on? Did the lawyer reply to your email or return your call? Did you get the police report that you were waiting on? Right? Did you update the address? How did the customer want to be paid? They want a digital deposit? They want a paper check? Did you verify the address? Like all that, like you do all that. You do all that. You do all that. So yeah, that. I mean, that's if I can't tell you nothing about a claim, that's it. Work it to exhaustion. Yeah, that call center stuff, I can't do that. Like, I can't. I wouldn't be productive. I wouldn't be productive because I don't like it's only 5 slots left. I saw you just register. So yeah, that's my one tidbit on claims. Once you get in a claim, you work it to exhaustion. And some you when you go in claims, you know, once you've touched it, you could probably go in and out in 15-20 minutes. But when you first touch a claim, sometimes it may take you an hour. You may have to just say with the total loss I just left. I talked to the insured, um, updated address, email, okay to send text messages. I did all that. They told me where the vehicle was located. It's at a tow yard. It's been at a tow yard for 100 days, and they're charging us $25-$30 a day. So then I three-way the tow yard with the customer. Is the vehicle, released for pickup? Can we come and take possession of the vehicle with the customer on the line? And they'd be like, okay, the customer hadn't released it. Oh, the customer's on the line. So y'all need to talk. And then I was like, okay, so what are the charges? Can I have a breakdown of the charges? Is it released for pickup? So then all that's done, right? Then me and the customer talking. You have a lien holder. You do have a lien holder. Who's your lien holder? Some of the lien holders I could go online and request a 10-day payoff. Some lien holders I have to call three-way with the customer online and verify the account. Talk to the lien holder. Hey, what's owed on the vehicle? What's the payoff? If what we were paying for the total loss is less than just say we're paying $10,000, but the bank payoff is $12,000. Then I need to request a letter of guarantee. I can't do anything or go any further until I receive the letter of guarantee from the bank. Once I receive the letter of guarantee from the bank, I can issue payment to the bank, and then if anything's left over, I can issue to the customer. Right? Like you take care of all that on that one, in that file at that one time. So let's just say the customer owned the title. Okay, you hold the title. Send me a picture of the title front and back. And because I need to verify the state, for Louisiana, the names have to be spelled exactly how they're spelled on the title. If you have a middle name or sir, whatever it is, it has to be exact. I have to discuss that with the customer. Do you want to sign that title and mail it in to us and I send you a FedEx label? Or do you want me to schedule an appointment at the office and you go in and sign the title in the office? That way there's no mistakes. Because then if there's mistakes, then I have to send you out LOAs, So that'll have to be notarized. So you do all that. And do you think I could do all that in 15-20 minutes? Then once I'm done with the customer, I verified that the vehicle is released for pickup. I have to go in the system, schedule for our tow company to go pick the vehicle up, bring it to our tow yard so we can stop the storage charges. Then I have to give them permission to issue to the storage yard a check, a $2,000 check, $3,000 check, whatever it takes to get the vehicle. So it's a lot. So yeah, if you have to get in there and it takes you an hour to exhaust the claim, then it takes you an hour. With property, you talk to the insured. They're still in the hotel. They need ALE, additional living expenses. Go ahead and email me receipts. You got your receipts on your phone? These days, a lot of people just if they already know and they're insurance policy savvy, they've already taken pictures of those receipts. Email those over to me. You get those receipts while they're on there. You could cut them a check. How you want your check? Direct deposit? Because keep in mind, they're away from their home. They're living in a hotel. They're eating out at the restaurants. They need their money. Verify what that ALE policy limit is. Is it $15,000, $25,000? They have up into that amount, policy limits, as long as you can verify it. How many people in your family? You, your husband, 2 kids? Okay, so we got to take care of them from breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. What's the hotel? My credit card's maxed out. I can't pay the hotels. Okay, what's the name of the hotel? A lot of hotels have departments that helps with that. And then we do a promise to pay. They'll send me the invoice and I'll issue the payment. So it's a lot. Then when you do with that, hey, have a field adjuster reached out to you? No, hold on. Let me get you scheduled. Let me get you scheduled. Oh, you feel like there's water in the house? Okay, we got to mitigate those damages. You need somebody to come in and dry it out? Okay, now let's schedule that. So on and so forth. You need somebody to come top your roof? Okay, let's schedule that. Have you reached out to anybody? No. Has it been top? Yeah, send me that invoice and I'll reimburse you. You need trees moved? Okay, let's review that policy. Be careful with those trees. Be careful with those trees because they're gonna only pay a certain amount for a certain number, depending on where they are. So please, if you ever do property and you have to move a tree, you need to get with your supervisor if you've never done it before. But before you go to your supervisor, I want you to read your policy. I want you to understand what it says, and you get with your supervisor and say, or your team lead and say, okay, I got trees to move. And I remember Ms. Becky told me before I reimburse or pay for a tree to be moved, to review this policy with the team lead. Okay? Because they're very specific. I'm going to have something for people seeking to get licensed, deployed, after deployment. If you're part of the mentorship program, I don't have anything independent of the mentorship program after deployment, but included in the mentorship program is claims assistance. If you go, like some of my mentees did, and you get claims and they don't give you nothing and you need help, then I'll be available for that. I like you too. Thank you. I like you too. Go check. You can either if you're only on YouTube on my last, I think I posted it on my Vlogmas intro. Look in that description. I think I posted it on my Vlogmas intro. But yeah, so it's a lot. It's a lot of moving parts. And it's not easy, y'all, but it's doable. And then once you get comfortable in it, it's just another job. Once you get comfortable in it, it's just another job. But you have to take the time to get, like, I just ran off a whole lot of scenarios, auto and property. Like, that comes from years of just doing it over and over and over, 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, over and over and over again. Like this, I didn't start this yesterday. I started this a decade ago. So that's why, I'm so versed in it. And have I made mistakes? If I say really pay attention to this or something like that, it's something that I did it wrong, and I learned from the experience. Just like fences, you got to see if the fences are covered under coverage A or coverage B. Coverage A has to be attached to the dwelling, which is the home. Cover B is other structures, which is not attached. Like it's if it's not attached, it's kind of like the she shed under the same coverage. So it's just different things like that you learn just by doing it. And if you take the time now and just go look at your policies, your auto policy, your homeowner's policy, your renter's policy, just look at that policy and you'll be like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? But once you get versed on it and you learn how to take your time and interpret policy, you'll be good. Then once you learn how to interpret it, then you apply to each claim individually. And then keep in mind that most companies have their base policies, but then especially with property, and with auto, they'll have add-ons. And this total loss that I just did, this carrier sells insurance kind of like Gap. So if the customer, if the total loss settlement didn't cover what was owed to the bank, they had that insurance on that policy. So I didn't even know that insurance companies were offering Gap. But keep in mind, they're in business to make money, so why wouldn't they? So they were offering Gap, and it's something else they were offering. I was like, I've never seen that. What was it? And this was a policy. They were from Louisiana, but they had a Michigan policy. And it was something that I had never seen before. What was it? In Louisiana, we're not going to necessarily cover like your computers and stuff being damaged in a car and stuff like that. But in that Minnesota policy, we did. We had to. Soleil say, hit the likes, y'all. Hit the likes, y'all. Thank you, Soleil. Oh, girl, I'm gonna have to set up a reminder. But yeah, YouTube, hit the likes for you, girl. I appreciate it. But yeah, so yeah, it's a lot. And like I said, I can run those scenarios off because I've been doing this a long time. I've been in this field a long time. And the bulk of my experience my staff experience has been auto, but my independent adjusting experience has been property. But I just wrapped up a total loss. And I'm almost like, I've been saying forever that property is my first choice, but I like that total loss. I liked it. So yeah, I would do total loss again. And I made a lot of money doing total loss. I made a lot of money doing total loss. So yeah. And with total loss, it's so specific, especially like with the titles. We did the hardest part of my prior deployment was when we did the flood in New Jersey. Remember last year, they pulled us over to those New Jersey claims, and a lot of people in that area lease vehicles. So the hardest thing to do was to work with those lease companies like BMW, Infinity, Mercedes, and those leasing contracts. Those leasing contracts, all of them were written. No leasing company, no person had the exact same leasing contract with that company. It's like that company tailored the leases to them. Yeah, we did the Jersey floods for total loss last year. That was hard. And BMW gave us the devil. When we closed those last claims, I tell you, we celebrated. That was hard. It wasn't the typical companies that finance vehicles. They were fine. It was those leases. And we had one person on our team that she was killing it with those leases. I mean, the way they were written, like the contracts were specific. And a lot of time, let me tell you, one of our biggest issues with leases, the vehicle is owned by the company, right? And the leasee had built up what do you call it? Oh God, it just left me. They had money in the car. Like the car was worth $20,000. Because when I'm talking leases, I'm talking luxury vehicles, right? So the car was worth $20,000. We totaled the car. No, they owed $20,000 on the lease. We paid the car off at $38,000. So they had value in the vehicle. Some lease companies told us, you take that money, all we want is what's owed on the vehicle, the $20,000. You send the rest to our customer because they're going to come back and lease again. Some companies, equity. Some companies kept the equity, and it was only a problem when the insured knew they had equity. There's equity in this vehicle. If you're going to pay them $40,000, I only owe $20,000. Why they get my whole $40,000? Because they own the vehicle. That was between them and BMW or them and Lexus. You know what I'm saying? So that was a whole ordeal in itself. That was crazy. I've never leased a vehicle. I've only financed vehicles. I've never leased a vehicle. But yeah, some of them had equity in those vehicles. Some of the companies will tell you, just pay us what is owed on the vehicle, owed on the contract, and send the rest to our customer. Some of them send me my whole $40,000. They don't owe but $20,000, but you're gonna send us the whole $40,000. If the insured don't ask about the equity or don't care about none of that, then that was good. But then if you had an insured that say, hey, I only owed them $20,000, you totaled it $40,000. This is my insurance policy. Pay them the $20,000 and send the rest to me. I can't. They hold the title to the vehicle. I'm gonna pay who gonna send me the title. That's who I'm gonna pay. I'm gonna pay who gonna send me the title. So now you need to call them and tell them that you feel like, because it depends how your contract was written, you should get that equity that you built up in that vehicle. It was a mess. I got cursed out so many times. I'm not gonna say auto policy is not necessarily simpler. That's what I'm talking about. This was auto. This was auto. New Jersey floods. This was auto total loss. Like the vehicles flooded, they totaled, and they were leased. Now the ones that were just financed, through Capital One or whatever, the regular finance, they were fine. Because with finance, all they want you to do is pay what they owe, and then the rest goes to the customer. If it's not enough to settle the total loss, just say, not enough to settle the loan, just say somebody got a vehicle financed. People be financing vehicle at 18 and 25 and 30%, and they totaled the vehicle, right? But they still owe the company $25,000 on the vehicle, but the vehicle is only worth $18,000. We're gonna pay the company the $18,000, but no, I'm going to get a letter of guarantee from them. The letter of guarantee states that if you pay me the $18,000, I will send, and this is a law-binding contract, a binding contract. If you pay me the $18,000, right, I'm going to send you the title to the vehicle. Once I get that guarantee of title or letter of guarantee, one and the same, on file, then I'll send them the $18,000. And then that's between them and the insured. They're going after the insured for the other $6,000-7,000, unless they have gap. If they have gap, then gap will get them taken care of. And then I had to work with gap. So gap would ask for specific documents, like they wanted the declarations page. They wanted the police report. If no police report was filed, I had to create a cause of loss letter. I had to send over the estimate. I had to send over the Mitchell's report to the gap. And then once the gap do that, then the gap will take care of what was owed. If they didn't have gap, they either paid the people or they didn't. It have nothing to do with me. I just need my letter of guarantee saying that you're going to give me the title to that vehicle. Once I get the letter of guarantee or guarantee a title, and I get the vehicle in transport to my lot, because it don't have to be on our lot, in transport to my lot, then I can issue payment to the bank. So yeah, it's a lot. But like I say, when you get to doing it 12 hours a day, 6-7 days a week, it become repetitious, But no, I'm not gonna say that auto is simpler, because all of them have a lot of moving parts. It all has a lot of moving parts. Kind of the same but different, but a lot of moving parts. Then it's gonna be based on the carrier. You'll see that some things in some, it's just based on the carrier and what they want to see and different things like that. Baby, I got some stories. I got so many stories about insurance. I mean, it's crazy. And some of them are sad, some of them are funny, but yeah, that's why they pay you. It's a lot. It's grueling. It can be grueling and mentally taxing, especially with a death. I had one. Okay, y'all keep up with me. This gonna be my last story for today. Okay, so I had one total loss. Female. She was married. Husband. Her dad. So she had a vehicle. She and her dad owned the vehicle. The dad had passed away maybe 6 to 9 months before. She didn't die in a crash. The dad passed away maybe 6 to 9 months before. She passed away due to an illness. I got the mama calling and the husband calling. She still had her maiden name on the insurance policy. Man, that was a mess. The husband want to know why I had to talk to the mom. The mom wanted to know why I had to talk to the husband. I'm like, isn't she married? He said they're married. Is her last name changed? So I'm like, damn, okay. Call the husband back. Okay, are you legally married? Yes, ma'am. Can you send me a copy of the marriage license? Yes, ma'am. Got that. Then I go on Google, I pull up the obituary. Lo and behold, he's listed as her husband on the obituary, next to kin. He sent me the marriage license. So I have to call the mom back because keep in mind, her and her dad owned it. The dad is deceased. So the mom has interest in the vehicle, right? These two not getting along, the husband and the mom. Call the mom back. And I asked her where they married. She was like, I don't know, you figure it out. I was like, okay, well, I did. I have and he was listed on her death certificate as well as a surviving spouse. So I had the marriage license. They were married, maybe a year or two prior, maybe a year prior. And I said, so I'm going to need, before I can issue payment, and I had to split the payment, I'm going to need your total loss paperwork because she was the beneficiary to the husband. And I'm going to need his total loss paperwork because he was the beneficiary to the insured, which was her daughter, his wife. Look, y'all. And every time I get on the phone with her, there's people in the background. I don't understand why he got to get a part of it. I'm like, oh, it is what it is. It's state law. Like, and then, and he was like, how did she get on the claim? When the claim, because the claim was reported before she passed away. When the claim was reported, she wasn't on the claim. I don't know. I guess she called in. I mean, I don't know. It's been assigned to me to wrap up the total loss, and that's what I'm doing. She has an interest because her husband, who is now deceased, is partial owner to the vehicle. Look, y'all, it is so much. It can get interesting and it can get sad at times. But they had been sitting on that claim for about 10 months, and I was able to get everybody on the same page and get them paid. But all they wanted, both of them wanted the whole $20,000. Baby, look, go ahead and get your $10,000 gone with your life. Grieve, move on with your life because you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. So yeah, that one kind of stuck out. And at the end of the day, when I direct deposited his money, and with her money, I sent her a check. And when she got the check, she called me. She said, "Baby, I want to thank you for everything. It's just been so hard for me." And I understood, and I didn't take her attacks or anything personal. She had lost her husband, and now she's dealing with this with her daughter, obviously with marrying somebody she didn't approve of. And when I talked to him, he sounded like the sweetest little guy. He was so respectful. He asked me questions, but he never got belligerent. But with her on the other end, she was, but I still, I just kept it calm because I can't even imagine. I can't imagine losing my husband and my child. I can't. So, yeah. The car was wrecked. The car was wrecked and it was totaled. Just based on the damages and the overall upkeep of the vehicle. So the dad died from an illness. She died from an illness. Neither one of them died in an accident, but the car was totaled. The car was totaled in an accident, and the car was insured. So the car was totaled in an accident. I can't remember who was driving. I want to say it was wrecked before she passed away. So yeah, because she started the claim. So it was wrecked before she passed away. Neither one of them died in an accident. He died of a massive heart attack, and she just had a long-term illness, kind of like lupus or something like that, and she passed away. Young lady, beautiful young lady in her 20s. I was able to pull up the obituary and look at her pictures. And that's another thing. Like you have to go to extra step and do your research sometimes. Pulling up accident scenes. Some of them be so outlandish that you just go Google because it's on the news. You know it's on the news, like the one where it was a domestic incident, and I think I talked about this one on Monday. It was a domestic incident. She was shot. She hit another vehicle, so there's the claim. Her vehicle was totaled, and then her daughters were adults, but they were young adults, and I had to walk them through succession and all that stuff. And I mean, hours. That's hours of talk time. So, and when I get into a claim, whatever it takes to hit the wall, that's what I do. I hit the wall till I can't go any further. So, like with them prior, I had validated everything. I verified that the beneficiaries or the heirs were the heirs. Then I told them what I needed. And the husband did have the title, so there was no lien on the vehicle. The husband held the title. So he signed his portion of the title. I talked to my supervisor. I was able to send her out documents that needed to be notarized to get her signature. They both did not have to sign. Typically, if it's two heirs, they both will sign the title. But because they were not in a good space, I was able to get approval to send her those documents, get them signed and notarized, and that's how I was able to pay on it. And a 12-hour day, it depends. I could tell you that my workload was so heavy on this total loss, I had a rolling 100. So what I mean, 100 features, not necessarily claims, but features. Features included the claim itself. Okay, features included collision, PD, rental, gap, or whatever. So on some claims, I probably got 2-3 features, because remember, rental is a feature only if you pay for rental on your policy. So for collision, I would get the collision feature, and then I would get the rental feature. I would have to manage both of those. And then if we are at fault and the claimant is a property damage feature, so I would get the PD feature. So features, we had a rolling 100, which means if I closed 50 features in a week, which I never did. Let me bring that number down. If I close 20 features in a week, then that next week on a Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll get 20 new. And I did that for a year and 3 months, and that was a lot. I would get 20 new features. But I didn't have to clear coverage, and I didn't have to clear determine liability. So I just had to work it where it was when I got it. I got claims that was like coming up on a year old, 365 days old, just trying to, once we got out of the cat phase of it, then we went over to daily claims and we worked those. So it just depends. With property, you get the claim. On this total loss assignment, I got features. I didn't own the claim. I just owned the features. With property, you own the claim. So that claim is yours. So anything that goes on with a claim, and then with property, it just depends. If you're doing cat property, you want them to give you as many as possible, because that's where your money come in at. When I initially got into property, I was making $650 per file. So give me 100 of them. Give me 100 of them. But they never assign them all at once. Like you'll probably get 20 a week, then 20 the next week. And if they see you working them real good and working them down, sometimes you could go ask for more. Hey, everything's in line, work to exhaustion, throw me some more, and they'll throw you some more files. Oh, yes. Yes. I did not have to. I was like, wait, what's the catch? But the catch was they wanted us to always hold 100 features. The last month was so smooth because they didn't assign us any new features and we were just working down. I left with 3 features open, and that was just because of one lady. I just could not get her to complete her total loss paperwork. I had one. Get this, y'all. Let me tell you about this. What type of claims would you say is the easiest property? Neither one of them is easiest, because with all of them, you have to do your due diligence. I'm not going to say easier. I find that auto has way more moving parts. Than property. I would say auto has way more moving parts, especially if you have to do coverage and liability. But if you only do total loss, that takes that out of it. But it's still a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of moving parts. But neither is easier. I think once you get into it and get comfortable in one, then that's what you'll prefer. And I would say before this deployment, I was like, I'm a property girl, but I'm gonna do this because the money look good. Total loss is interesting. Yeah, you're gonna have to be experienced. Now, sometimes you'll find a firm that'll give you a chance. Because one lady that worked with me, although she worked in insurance, she was a new adjuster. But she jumped in and she was killing it. Sean, I wish I could tell Sean to hop on one day with me. But she she was killing it, and she was on our total loss team, and she was great. And she lives here in Louisiana. So, but for total loss, they typically want you to have experience. Oh, Lord have mercy. She says, I'm a new adjuster in Louisiana, but have a Texas license. Can we speak soon? Yes, we can. I've dealt with a couple people that lives in Louisiana have Texas license. They're cracking down on that. We can speak. We can speak. Yeah, we can speak. Sure, Nina. That'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah, we could speak. I can tell you that Texas and Louisiana, Texas is cracking down on people that have Texas license, but they're not Texas residents. And I have 3 people that I'm working with specifically. 2 in Louisiana, 1 in Oklahoma. She lived in Oklahoma, but she got her Texas license. She got her Texas license. No, did she pass the Texas test? But now they won't give her the license. But yeah, we could talk. Yeah, we could talk. How would you recommend adding your experience to your resume? Hello. Hey, Jabrielle. Um, you'll have what I would do is get a template, and then it depends on what type of experience. Legendary Chase, you're already an adjuster, right? I would say go back between 5 and 7 years and list your experiences as an adjuster. List your experiences as with the programs that you have experience in, and just list it as if, like, Google claims adjuster responsibilities, and you take that. You're already licensed. You already have the experience. You list that. You list that because you got that experience. And I say don't go back no more than 5 or 7 years. Don't put your address on there. Just put your phone number, email address. Put a summary of your skills. My email address is info@BeccaDeniseMentorship.com. And bear with me with the emails, y'all. I'll get to them. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I add all my IA companies. Yeah. You let them know that you experience. They understand that we move around based on pay, based on first contact, based on a particular carrier. Like for me, for years, I wouldn't work for nobody but Tower Hill out of Florida. So just based on all that. So it's okay. Me working with Littleton Group, this was my first time working with them. I had never worked with the TPA before. I had only worked for IA firms. Info@BeccaDeniseMentorship.com. Oh, you're with Littleton? Okay. Yeah, the deployment I just wrapped up was with Littleton. It's my first time. They've been pretty good. They good with the money. Money on wood is good. They good with the money. I have somebody, an experienced adjuster right now that just did flood down in Florida, waiting on her money. Tower Hill, girl, that's my company there. I didn't know Littleton had Tower Hill. Tower Hill is a great company. I've heard that they've paid their pay structure, but my first deployment was Tower Hill, and I was making $650 per file. And you're on live now because you work Tower Hill, and you have the ability to work your files whenever you want, as long as you get them worked. Yeah. Most of my I have about 4 or 5 years of experience with Tower Hill. So yeah. Yeah, she's on here chilling and her work is sitting there. She'll get to it. I know you did some, now you're taking a break. I love Tower Hill. I went on my cruises and my vacations working Tower Hill. Um, yeah, as long as you get your work done, they were a really good company to work for. But they've gone over to the Littleton Group. I didn't know that. That's good to know. Tower Hill is awesome. That's good to know. So if nah, I'm not gonna say that. That's I gotta keep positive. But that's good to know. That's good to know. But I would do total loss again. I would do total loss again, but total loss is grueling. Like I wouldn't want to do it 6 days a week. Oh, you're with QA. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, put that experience on there. You can even go as far as to list the firms that you've worked with, and also because guess what? If you list those firms, they know that you left them the right way. And then also list some of the contracts that you've worked on. So be it Tower Hill, Liberty Mutual, State Farm, Progressive, like whoever it is, list that. That's experience. Yeah, but we're not working directly with Tower Hill, the company. We're working with Tower Hill through an IA firm. But their employees are so you can tell they have a good working environment. Because some people are just they hate their jobs. But Tower Hill, yeah, I think they're a great company. But I think they're a great company to work with as staff. But when we talk about Tower Hill, we talk about them as in working a deployment. And all deployments don't have to be CAT deployments, guys. They can be daily claims. My last deployment started as a CAT deployment for Louisiana, and then it went to a CAT deployment for New Jersey, and then it rolled it it CAT deployment for Louisiana. We got that wrapped up. They realized they needed help with the daily claims, right? So we started on the daily claims, and then they needed help in Florida. We went to Florida, and then a couple months ago, right before we left in October, they needed help in Nevada after Ian hit. Some of the staff had to go, and the carrier asked us to work Nevada claims. So then we helped in Nevada on their daily claims, and they had a couple flood claims. I believe they have a great work culture too, because those people love their jobs. And I enjoy working for them. I really did. I'm telling you, for 5 years, I Rebecca, are you available? Who do you have? And I've worked for Tower Hill with 3 different carriers. Sure have 3 different carriers. They used to. I don't know about now. Like I said, my first deployment with them, I was making $650 per closed claim. Then maybe after the third one, it went down to $400 while I was on site. But then when we made it home remote, we were making like $400 per closed claim or something like that. Yeah, it's the freedom for me. And that's why I tell people a lot, that my experience as an independent adjuster has been so different because one, I did Tower Hill right off the bat. That was the deployment that I was on, my very first one. Because I did it right off the bat, I was able to go out, get what I needed, and then go home. And I've always, even before COVID, I may get deployed for a couple weeks, a month at the most, and then I would go home and work from home. I've been working from home. Get an assignment first. I wouldn't leave until I get an assignment. She said, "How do I overcome my fear of leaving my staff adjuster job?" The thing with being an independent adjuster is you are your employer, and then you have to decide what's best for you, you know because if you need benefits and stuff like that, right? Like my daughter, she's working, she's doing really good, really well. She wants benefits because she have her son. So you have to see what work. My husband takes care of our benefits and stuff like that. There's no right or wrong way. It's what works for you. But to pivot and make more money, you may have to leave your company, is what I was getting to. So if your company is not giving you the increases that you want, baby, you need to go over to LinkedIn, create a profile, update your resume, and watch how they flock to you. So you may not be making the money if just say you have to stay staff, right? Because of benefits or whatever that you want, need, whatever. Pivot, go to another company, and you'll get the money you want with your experience. And then if it's independent adjusting you want to do, know that you're your employer and that you're going to be responsible for getting yourself employed, staying employed, and also knowing that being an independent adjuster is a lifestyle. Like if you're not, like with my son, like you have to sit there and work depending on, which contract you get or what have you. And then you work a while, then you get released, then you're not working, you know. I have gotten staff jobs between deployments, like early on in my career. For one, if I didn't manage my money right. For two, if I just got bored and felt like I wanted to give this company a shot. So yeah, that's how you get over your fear, by just doing it. We choose faith over fear. No fear. Just do it. So yeah, you can get your money just by going to another company. That's what my daughter did. She went from Geico to Sedgwick, and right now people are trying to get her. Go to LinkedIn, create your profile, put your insurance experience, and look around, see what you see, and you may apply. But I tell you, they'll find you. They'll find you. Yeah, you have CPU designations and stuff. That's money. Put that on your resume and do it. Go for it. Don't just stay where you are because you're comfortable. Ain't no growth in comfort. Me being on this camera is growth because I don't like it. I didn't like it. I don't care now. Yeah, for me, money is the motivator. I don't care about nothing else. Like at my age, like I need to be able to pay my bills. I need to be able to do what I want to do. I want to retire. I got other stuff I want to do. I want to buy land. I want to be able to um when my twins get 16 and 17, like my husband is a provider. But I want to be able to, if I feel like I want to go get my girls matching Jeeps, I want to do it. If I feel like I want to jump on a plane and fly to London, I want to be able to do it. And if I feel like I don't want to do nothing, I want to be able to do that too and not have to worry about money. Because I grew up my whole life like in lack, you know, not having or what have you. So now that I have it, I don't want to lose it. Like now that I know, now that money's not a problem, I don't ever want to go back to living in lack and struggling. Like I came from all that, and I ain't going back. Like no matter, my academy is gonna do well. I already know it. That's I already know that. But my licenses are and my experience is forever. Like I could call Littleton back right now, or I can even call the carrier because they wanted me to apply for a position. They offered me a position, told me to do the application. Like my experience is gonna trump, right? So, yeah, don't faith. Step out on faith. You got this. 17 years. She said, I have 17 years experience as staff and the pay is not what I need it to be. You better get one of them power hour sessions. 17 years, that's more than me. That's more than my experience. And I understand where you're coming from because that was me in wireless. That was me in wireless. But the money was good. I was just stressed the hell out. Yeah, you got this, baby. You 17 years? 17 years of experience? Come on now. You golden. You are golden. Daily claims is like um daily claims is like I'm working for a firm. Yeah, that's my husband calling me. I'm gonna call him back. Mimi, Mimi, call Key. Um, so daily claims is like when call Key. Let me see what he wants. Daily claims is like I'm working for a firm for a carrier, ABC Insurance Company, right? And ABC Insurance Company is short employees, and they need somebody to just help with their everyday claims. That's daily claims. I just did daily total loss. That's what daily claims is. Thank you. My daughter did it. I put it up and stuff, but she had to come in and work it out for me. Yeah, we do need to connect. But yeah, that's what daily claims is. And daily claims are typically long-term assignments.
Hello. Your wife told me to call you to see what you wanted because she's on live.
Let me see.
Hold on.
Hey, hon. I heard you say I didn't want nothing. Okay. I'm going to call you as soon as I'm done. Since 8 o'clock this morning. I think I got on live about 9-ish, 10-ish, something like that. But I'm going to call you when I'm done. How far you made it? Oh, okay. All right. All right. Make that money, honey. Okay, babe. I'll call you back when I'm done. All right. Love you later. He was like, I ain't talked to you since 8 o'clock this morning, since you dropped the girls off. But yeah, you're on my email list. Okay. But yeah, everything that's going to be offered, y'all, I promise y'all, it'll be live on the website. Don't hold that against me. I did not want to change my domain name. And, but, it is what it is. We'll work through it. But it'll be up and going by December 12th. That's the official launch. It's gonna be up before then. That's gonna be the official launch of my academy. Everything's gonna be there. I do want to thank y'all so much for joining my live. If you need to reach out to me or something, you could drop something in my DM. And another thing too, I wanted to say, if any of you got like small businesses or something like that you want me to support, let me know. I'm big on supporting. Just let me know and I'll support. I'll shop your store, your brand, whatever it is. Just let me know. And I kind of say that on all my lives. Nobody ever really say anything. I think it was one person and I ordered some candles from them. Oh, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. So thank y'all so much. Instagram, hey Instagram, thank you so much for joining my live. I'm sure as I get more active, I get more people on my lives over there. YouTube, y'all know, y'all my loves. I appreciate y'all so much for watching my my Vlogmas intro. Don't y'all judge me too hard on that because this is my first one. Some of the stuff may be edited, some of it may not. Y'all know I don't edit. My kids edit, so don't hold that against me either. Oh yeah, I did shop at your store. I sure did, and I love my pieces too. I need to wear them. You're welcome. All right, y'all. So your girl is about to be out. I gotta meet with my marketing guy at 1 o'clock, and then my kids want to take me to lunch, which I'm gonna make them go get it and bring it to me. So thank y'all so much for everything. I appreciate you, and I'll be talking to y'all later. Bye. Mimi, what time you going? What time you going?